power player in Europe. Tom Rivers joins us to talk about the weekend and all of the fallout from the Brexit vote. Good morning, Tom Rivers.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, it's like a massive hangover that millions of people have today because they've internalized it over the weekend. They still don't feel, at least half of the country doesn't feel too good about it, but that's the way this thing is going.
Tom,
Go ahead.
Tom, we're hearing, or at least on this side of the pond, if you will, we're hearing that there's somewhat of a buyer's remorse going on
Among some people, anecdotally, but at least from the government, and there's moves to develop petitions to try to have a 2 out of 3 referendum, a do-overs on the playground kind of a scenario. And the government says, no, it's clear what the result was. That's the deal. Cameron says he's not the guy that's going to be doing the handover. Europe wants them to start immediately. And he says, no, that's for the new prime minister. So guess what? That's going to take at least 2 months. So, we're looking at a situation where it's going to be in limbo for probably the rest of the summer here.
Now, from what I understand or what I'm reading is that the vote was a non-binding resolution, if you will, and yet Parliament has said we will abide by the will of the people.
Yeah, exactly. So in theory, Parliament could say, hey, thank you, that was like an interesting opinion poll and go away now. But there would be hell to pay on the streets of London, for instance, if in fact that were the case. So they know that. The politicians know that. It is what it is. And you're either going to be pulling in the same direction to try to develop this new future for the UK, or you have to stand on the sidelines and watch it happen, one or the other.
One of the big supporters of the Leave was the former governor or former mayor of London, this Boris guy. What's he been saying over the weekend?
He said basically, keep calm and carry on. He thinks that the markets will eventually settle down. They are down again today, but not as bad as Friday. And he says what the Treasury Secretary said about a couple hours before that, in that his belief is that the economy here is in better shape than it was in 2008 when this world recession really hit everybody in the gut. He says things are better right now. He says, no, it's going to be unpredictable. There's going to be twists and turns until things settle down. But he said, for the most part, hey, don't worry about it. Your pension will come back. Not tomorrow, but your pension will be trickling up again, maybe in a few months, a few years. So, just cool your jets. Things will be all right, but be patient.
Scotland has made all sorts of rumblings about leaving Great Britain. They voted overwhelmingly to stay in the European Union. What are we hearing from Scotland?
Yeah, they could have, go back 2 years, and they had their own referendum, narrowly defeated for independence. They wanted to hook up, I guess, with the UK, but not a UK that would be pulling away from Europe. So instead of waiting another generation or two up there, we could see in 2 or 3 years a referendum again for independence in Scotland. Also, another joker in the deck. They're saying they would do everything they can, dig their heels in on not signing up to ratify, if you will, an extraction from Europe from Scotland's point of view. And that basically raises the legal question, will London lawyers trump Edinburgh lawyers in some kind of a legal confrontation like that? Probably, but it would be long, messy, though.
Tom Rivers live in London. I want to ask you again, because you're our best source there for all of this. We're hearing that there are some towns, some communities, some saying, well, wait a minute. I voted for it, but I really didn't want to leave the European Union. How much of that is anecdotal, and how much of that is any buyer's remorse, as I asked earlier?
I think, look, there's going to be some people like that. If you and I did an actual opinion poll, I bet you 90% of the people would say, I stand by my ex in my boss. Yes, there's going to be some people that say, boy, I shouldn't have done that. But I really think that, you'll fill up 2 buses in London and that's going to be it. They made their choice. It was glaring. It was simple. It was right before their eyes. Why did you choose something that you didn't really think through? That's your problem.
And well, then we're also hearing that after the vote, Google exploded with questions from Great Britain saying, "What is the European Union and what is Brexit?" Seems like they did a lot of education after the vote.
Well, it's interesting too. You look at the demographics. The young people, 18. That's when you can start voting on this stuff here. 18 to 24-year-olds. 2/3 of them wanted to stay in Europe. As you look up the scale, the age of people, 65 plus was the last category. 2/3 of them wanted to get out of Europe. So you got young people now staring at old people saying, hey, you're not going to be around very long. Thanks for ruining our future. We want to be educated on the continent. We want to get jobs in Paris, or maybe, I don't know, maybe we want to get a job in Frankfurt. And you've just ruined that for us. So thank you very much.
Interesting stuff. Tom Rivers live in London. Tom, great job. Thanks for checking in. 6:57 KTRS.